Alright guys, wow, my skin just looks like crazy right now. Okay, finally sitting down. I don't really know what's going on. This is like crazy. I look like a little boy, but maybe I should fill in my eyebrows. Wait, okay. I'm back. Okay, I just want to start off this video with saying thank you to you guys. Keeping Tabs has 400 followers, which is, not that many, but having started this account 3 weeks ago, I just really was not expecting the amount of support and love that I've gotten, like, from starting this account. All the messages, like, from the spectrum of my best friends to people I literally have never met before, talked to, heard of, anything, reaching out and sending me just such warm, nice messages about me inspiring them. Like, I really didn't think that I was that impactful, and it makes me feel so happy, like, knowing how happy it makes you guys. It just really makes me feel happy. So I just want to say thank you to you guys. I just want to add quickly that I am not a health expert. I'm not someone who is sending this video out to tell you how you should lose weight, what to do, blah blah blah. Obviously, I'll give you tips if you are interested, but I'm not an expert. I'm just here to talk about my weight loss journey, what worked for me, what I liked and didn't like, and that's really it. The title of this video, y'all have already seen it. Let me just preface here, I'm speaking from the top of my head. None of this is scripted, so if I have those weird pauses, I'm sorry about that. Okay, let me restart. Junior year, September, I was 205 pounds at my doctor's appointment checkup, that I know of. And the reason that I say that I know of is because I never get on the scale throughout the year unless it's for doctor purposes, and kind of the only really time I was checking the number was when my doctor was like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And I was like, holy shit, 205 pounds. That was just crazy. And it kind of never hit me. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's a big weight to be at. And I never kind of understood that. Like, I knew I was heavier. I knew I was bigger. If you want to turn this video into a drinking game, you just take a shot every time I speak with my hands, because it's gonna be a lot. I knew that I was bigger, but I didn't really understand it. I felt like crap. I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel good. I never wore bikinis or anything of the sort. I hated summer, like pool parties and stuff. I would probably never go in the pool. I don't think I wore jean shorts or athletic shorts in all my years of high school, probably ever. When I worked at a summer camp, I didn't go in the pool, like, as a counselor. There were a lot of confidence issues. But at the same time, there were days when I'd look in the mirror and be like, oh my god, I'm so fine. I'm healthy. I'm fine. I've got it under control. And I didn't, is the reality of that. I mean, my weight gain kind of happened like sophomore, junior year. I gained 45 pounds after the summer of 2016, and that is for other personal issues. So this is kind of like where it started. Basically, I was driving one day, and I remember this so vividly. Like, I literally remember exactly where I was driving, and a flip switched in my brain. I don't even know how to describe this. A flip switched in my brain, and it was like, Tabs, you need to lose weight. Like, cut the crap. Like, it was just me in the car, just me and my thoughts, and I was just like, I am done feeling like shit. I am done feeling gross about myself. I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel confident. I want to feel good. And I just, I was sick of it. And a flip switched, and it was weird because it was different. The reason that I say a flip switched is because there were so many other times that I had told myself, okay, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna start eating healthy. I'd lie in bed every single night, I swear to God, every single night, and just be miserable and be like, I'm so done. I want to feel good about myself. And every day I'd wake up and it'd just be like, oh, I really want this cookie, or like I really want to eat all this food. And when the flip switched, I was just like, no, no, I control this. No one else controls this, and if I want it bad enough, I have to do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like this forever, and that's not what I wanted. So then I had my doctor's appointment of that year, which was a year after the 205 pounds, and I hadn't lost any weight. This was maybe 2 days after my flip had switched, so obviously I had not lost any weight. And I remember going to my doctor, who's known me since I was born. You know, she's seen everything. And and I remember her being like, "What are we gonna do to work out? Like, how are we eating healthier?" She gave me a nutritionist to try. Like, I didn't work out. I just lied about what I ate. Like, that wasn't helpful. Um, so she was like, "What are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Listen, Dr. Mir, I'm so serious this time. I am more serious than any other times that I have been about losing weight, and I can't explain to you why, but I just need to prove it." And it's like so hard sitting there to a doctor that I'm so close with, and just trying to make her believe how serious I was about losing weight. So one of the huge things that kind of kicked off my weight loss was how I ate. So I used to eat like ridiculous amounts of food. I ate more than the average human, and I never realized it. You know, like I thought what I was eating was normal, and it just wasn't. I don't. Let me give you an example of what I ate in a day. I would probably for breakfast have a chocolate chip muffin from the cafeteria at school, which is just so bad for you in so many ways. Like, I saw my friends indulge in them once or twice, and I think for me that was just like an every morning thing. And then I'd have a snack before lunch, maybe a bar or something from the cafeteria. Again, not healthy. For lunch, I'd have like sandwiches filled with fried chicken and mozzarella cheese and balsamic on, you know, the bread rolls, which are delicious. And I would still have one today, but I had those like every single day. And on top of that, I would have a bag of chips, another bar, another snack. Like, it was just constant eating. After lunch, another snack. I worked at a coffee shop sophomore year. I'd go and have croissants, croissants. I don't really know how they're pronounced. I just like kind of guess every time. I'd go home. I'd I just open the fridge when I'm home, eat dinner, eat a snack after dinner. It was just always eating, and never good, never balanced. And there were diets that I tried, you know, like my mom is a huge, she used to be, not anymore, but she used to be a huge diet person. So I'd always be like, I'm gonna do paleo, I'm gonna do, you know, no gluten, no sugar, blah blah, all this stuff. And it just never worked for me, because I'm just like, if I'm being honest, I'm just such a foodie. Like, I just can't give up food that I love. Like, that's just not something I'm gonna be able to do. And I think every time I would deprive myself of that, I would just want it even more and more. And I think also a huge part of it is that I just had a really unhealthy relationship with food. Like, from, you know, from the beginning, I just would eat in my room. I'd binge, but never purge. Without realizing that it was an issue, I would just eat a lot of food at one time, and I would just eat a lot. I would hide it from people. I would feel guilty. My house is a very clean, healthy house. And I think a part of that is like the shame of me eating and not having sugar in the house, is that like when I was away or when no one was holding me accountable, I would eat sugar to make up. And I'd feel like, oh my god, this is the only time it's gonna be here. Like, I need to eat it. I need to have it. I need to get French toast when I go out to breakfast, because if my mom was here, she'd never let me. So it's just a really unhealthy relationship with food, on top of eating so much that I had. So when the flip switched, like I said, I decided to just cut down what I ate, because I was eating too much. I needed to eat like a normal human. So I switched, and for breakfast, I'd have an apple. For lunch, I would have a sandwich filled with veggies. I'd take the top of the bread off, maybe, and I'd have like a bar. I wouldn't snack after school ever. If I was hungry, I would drink a huge bottle of water, and then decide like do I really want something? Let's make sure to get all my homework done. Usually, by the time my homework was done, dinner was ready. And then I just eat dinner really slowly because then I'm taking it in, I'm enjoying it, I'm tasting it, and I'm full by the end. I never went back for second servings, ever. Um, so that was a huge change, and senior year I lost 30 pounds. It's because of just changing what I ate. I think a lot of it is snacking when I was bored or when I just didn't have anything to do. And I quit rowing sophomore year. So I'd come home, sit on my computer until dinner, and then I'd go back and sit on my computer pretty much. I didn't do any activities after school sophomore year. So yeah, that's just how it was. Junior year, I joined players, and a lot of that snacking stopped because I had something to do with my afternoons. Editing it right now in bed. I just want to add that I never worked out senior year, not once. I definitely think I could have lost more weight, but I just really was against working out. So I'm gonna get into that in the start of this next section. I also wanted to add that I don't give the best explanation of how much I actually ate before I started to cut out food, because on top of that was like my everyday school routine. Like I would eat on weekends so much, going out to eat so much, going to the movie theaters, it felt like a treat. Like you had to get popcorn, you had to get, all this stuff. Um, and I kind of cut a lot of that out when I decided to lose weight. So I just want to add that so you guys don't get like a false impression that like, oh, that's not that much food. Like she's being over dramatic. Like, no, I actually ate a lot of food. So that's senior year, lost 30 pounds because I changed the way I ate. And that has led me actually to today and how I eat in my relationship with food is that I really don't crave sugar as much as I used to. Used to eat it all the time, and now after my like struggle and willpower of choosing the healthier option, I don't crave it, the unhealthy option anymore. I want to eat healthy. I want to be healthy. And like I said before, I don't like diets. I don't like cutting things out. When I want something, I will have it in balance. Whatever you do may be different. This is just what works for me, is that like I don't eat too much of unhealthy things, and when I want something, I let myself enjoy it. I let myself have it, and I make sure that I just have to make up for it. It can't be constant unhealthy eating. I've also learned from taking a break from all the unhealthy stuff, I kind of just feel gross when I eat like crap. Like I don't drink soda because I don't feel like it's good for my skin. It doesn't feel good. Like there's so many just better things. I will have soda though once in a while. The taste is amazing, but it's for me it's all about how I feel, and eating that kind of crap just it never makes me feel good. So I just choose not to. And that took a lot of time. It's not just in who I am. Like that took willpower. And I can proudly say that it's genuinely something I don't crave because I worked for it. That's another shot for you. If you're keeping up, you're probably passed out by now. Next. Summer after senior year, I was a lifeguard. And I wanted to be a lifeguard, and I knew going into that I would have to be in a bathing suit all day. On top of that, being a lifeguard means you need to be able to jump into the pool, the water, wherever you are lifeguarding, and save someone's life regardless of their size in 30 seconds. And that means you need to be physically fit. And I was not. I was still heavy. I still didn't love the way I looked. I was a lot happier. Don't get me wrong. Like, I felt really good about myself at the end of senior year, but I still knew I had kind of plateaued. So nothing was fluctuating, nothing was changing. I wasn't gaining weight, but I really wasn't losing it either. So becoming a lifeguard and kind of the seriousness of, can I save someone's life? Do I have the stamina to be able to swim this pool, laps? And the answer was no. So what I did with the help of my coworkers, they basically held me accountable, and I told them I'm going to start running Tuesdays and Thursdays and you're going to hold me accountable. And that's what it was. Every Tuesday, Thursday, I would send them a picture of me running on my run. And it started off as a 7-minute run, half a mile maybe. And by the end of the summer, I was running 2 miles in 18 minutes. That was something I never thought I'd do. I would get up at 6 a.m. every Tuesday, Thursday, and run. And that is something I never in a million years thought I would do. But people were holding me accountable. My job was holding me accountable. Being able to be in shape and save someone's life was holding me accountable. And I did it. And I never disappointed them. And I ran every morning. And every morning I got a little farther. I pushed myself a little bit more. And that after run feeling is no feeling I've ever experienced after a workout. It was so rewarding. I felt so good about myself. It doesn't matter how slow I was going. It doesn't matter how far I went. Like, I got up and I went on a run. Who am I? That's what was going through my head. And then school, freshman year was starting, and I was like, holy crap. I am so nervous about freshman year because, we're going out a lot more, like snacking all the time. No one's holding us accountable. It's not like my mom is cooking a healthy dinner for me. Going to school in the city of Austin, Texas, it is nerve-wracking because of how many amazing food options there were. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, how am I gonna get to try all of this and have just one bite of each? Like, that's not how I live my life. No. This was another hard thing for me, is that Austin is 105 degrees on move-in. And in those months until like literally September, late September, it is pretty hot. So I could not run outside. And I had only ran outside. My experience on a treadmill, not good. Didn't like how long it felt. Didn't like how boring I was getting. And I just felt like I was dreading the first run at school because it was on a treadmill in the gym in my building, and I just thought, this is not gonna happen. I was so nervous, and I did it. I did 20 minutes that second day of moving at a 5.5. Don't get me wrong, it was a jog, it was not a run, but I did it, and I finished it, and I was like, if I can do it today, I can do it tomorrow. And so with the motivation of my sweet mate, Molly, who also was interested in working out, I started running every other day because I needed to keep up with how much unhealthier I was at school. I'm not going to say that I completely went unhealthy. I'm going to talk more about how I ate at school as well. But I definitely had the motivation of, I really do not want to fall back to how I was. I've worked so hard to get here that if I lose all this and I get back to that feeling of lying in bed every single night, dreading how I looked and how I felt, I did not want that. Did not. That was my motivation. That's what kept me going. Thanksgiving turkey trot was coming up, and my dad was like, do you want to run it? And I was like, yes, I've never run 3 miles straight in my life, let alone 3.1, but let's do it. So then I started training for that, and I started running 25 minutes at a time. Once I got good at that, I started running 30 minutes at a time, to the point where I was running 3 miles, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can do this. Like, what? I never thought I could do this. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I really dread running to this day. I get really nervous before I run because no matter who, like, I could be going on a run for myself, and I get nervous because I'm just afraid that I won't be able to finish it. I just want to get through it, and I know the pain of running. I know it's hard, but I also know how good I feel when I'm done. That is what keeps me going, is that, like, there's no workout that makes me feel as accomplished as running, and that's really what keeps me going. When I got back from winter break, I just started running 3 miles. I started building it, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. My spring semester got cut a little short, and coming home, I knew I was going to have to start running outside again. I'd gotten so comfortable on the treadmill, So I knew my run outside was going to be slower. You know, the treadmill kind of runs for you, whereas the ground, it's really all on you. And I started doing the longshore loop, and then I increased it by a mile, and now I'm just kind of getting used to that, quickening my pace, and then, I'll stretch it a little further. That's where I'm at workout wise. Another thing is that when I didn't start like toning myself, like doing the abs and stuff until winter break of freshman year, because I always thought, obviously I was like very heavy, and the running kind of freshman year, coming back from winter break, I had already lost a lot of weight freshman year. Like I said, I don't know how much weight. I don't get on the scale that often, but I did lose weight, so I did want to start toning rather than just being like flat and thin. Not saying I'm thin, but I did want to build muscle. So I have been doing like ab workouts. Like I said, I do Chloe Ting all the time. And I've been doing weights and stuff just for my own sake. It's not no health purposes. I just want to, feel hot. So that's why I do it. Okay, we're back because I just want to add that I don't work out just to feel hot and get toned just to feel hot. Like, I obviously do it because I just want to be more in shape. Like, I've just gotten more in love with working out and more addicted to just being in shape because of how often I do it. Just it becomes the more I fall in love with it. Yes, I am using my phone as a flashlight right now for lighting. That's it. I also want to add, just because I talked about toning really quick, is that I'm still figuring out what I'd like to do. Same with running, how it works, what works for me. I'm very new to this. Like, I'm not an expert, and so I'm figuring out what works for me. What I eat in college, healthy. I do eat healthy. I eat a lot of unhealthy, but it is like 70% healthy, 30% unhealthy. I do my very, very best not to, eat after going out. That is a huge issue. I know if I'm going out Thursday night and Saturday night, we're only getting Rapolo's, which is pizza on 6th Street, one of those nights. Because if it becomes like a pizza twice, like Thursday night and Saturday night every week of college, like that adds up, So I really try and be conscious of that. Don't get me wrong. There are days, there are nights where I've slipped away, I've had unhealthy, and, I wake up and I don't feel good about myself. And that's not what I want. There are other times where I do indulge and I'm like, this is great. This is awesome. Okay, cool. So what? You guys follow my Instagram. You see what I eat. It's just about balance, unbalance, healthy, more healthy than unhealthy. Okay. I'm just going to kind of talk about the results of my journey so far. Sorry, this sneeze is really. This is the results of my journey. I don't really crave sugar that much. I don't really crave unhealthy things. That took a lot of willpower. I want to work out. I want to keep up my progress. I want to make more progress. That took a lot of willpower. I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel confident, and I want to feel sexy. Okay? I am at an age where it is time. That took a lot of willpower. And I also do not ever in my life want to go back to feeling how I used to feel. I never want to feel that unhealthy, that gross, that ugly in my life. And that is my biggest motivation, is that look at where I've come. This is the healthiest I've been in my life. This is the best I've felt about myself in my life. And why would I ever want that to go away? Questions. So these are some of the questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram. And I'm going to answer them for you. I might have answered some in the video, but I still just want to clarify. Okay, first question. How did I avoid snacking? Drinking lots of water, like I said before. And also, it's just kind of that flip switch. I really wanted to lose weight, and I knew snacking was a huge, behind closed doors thing that really adds up. You don't realize it, but going to the movie theaters and getting popcorn and a slushie, that adds up, regardless if you go to the movies once a month. Snacking you think it doesn't, and it does. And I was really aware of that, and I'm really made it important. It was important to me that I stopped snacking because it was what I wanted. It's all about what you want. How bad do you want it? How I cut out food without making myself hungry. Like I said before, it was my willpower and just wanting it bad enough. When I did eat, I made sure to enjoy it, to take it in, to feel full. I just kind of slowed it down. Like I started cutting slower, like more, like I started cutting little by little, which helped a lot. I wasn't just cutting like immediately. So that kind of helped smaller, make my appetite smaller, and make my stomach smaller. How I stay motivated, like I said before, I just never want to feel the way that I felt like I used to. What occasions do I have cheat meals? I don't diet. You guys know that. If I want something, I'll eat it. It's just imbalance. Tonight I had like fast food burgers and fries. I made myself veggies on the side. I made myself a salad on the side. Um, and tomorrow I'll eat healthy. I'm not gonna have that every night, but I can have it once or twice. Was I strict with calorie counting and measuring? No, I never did that. My brothers do that. I tried it with my nutritionist that my doctor prescribed me. That my doctor sent me to. Did not work for me. I find that you can never really get accuracy in that, and I would lie about it. So I never did that. I was conscious of how many calories, like, okay, obviously the burgers that I had tonight are a lot more calories than the salmon that I had the other night. I'm conscious of what I'm eating, but I'm not counting, I'm not measuring. My daily routine and how I get started. Oh, I was thinking of making a what I eat in a day video / my daily routine, and so give me comments if you want that, please. I actually want to know if you want that because I'm not gonna like do it if you don't want to see it. But my daily routine is I sleep until 10, or no, 9:30, but I get out of bed at 10. Gotta check my Instagram and everything. Get out of bed at 10, make myself a delicious breakfast. Then I will do some work while I digest. Once it's been an hour, I usually, unless I have class, that's when I work out. I like to just get my workout with over. I like doing it in the early afternoon. That's usually around 12 because I finish breakfast around 11. And then I have to digest for an hour. And then I work out at 12. At 1, I just do my thing, stretch, do some more work. Then I eat lunch at 2:30 because I've had a late breakfast, and also eating lunch at 2:30. Dinner is usually between 6:30 and 7:30. Like we'll start dinner at those times. And it really helps me not snack, and it gives me like something to do so that I'm not just bored snacking. How often did I weigh myself? Never. I still don't weigh myself. I don't like looking at numbers on a scale. It's all about how I feel and how I look. It's not about the number for me. When did I start seeing progress? This is a good question because a lot of people give up if they feel like they've been doing it and they're not seeing any progress. I don't see progress. Like, I see progress when I look at past pictures of me, but I see myself every single day. How am I supposed to see progress? I mean, senior year of high school, like, there were days when I so clearly lost 30 pounds from when I had started, and I would just feel so bad about myself. I'd be like, I feel like I didn't lose any weight. Like, I feel still that heavy, and there are days today where I still feel like, what is this even, what have I even done? And then I look at photos and I'm like, whoa, you know. And there are days where I wake up and I feel so good, but trust me, every day is not like that. It is hard seeing progress in yourself. What do I do when I crave something unhealthy? I try to push the craving away. Usually cravings for me come at night, and that is not good because that is the worst snacking time. I try and push them away. I try and opt for a healthier option. And I drink a huge thing of water before I decide I want to eat something. But if I'm really craving it, I'll order it. I'll get it. like, what, just why deprive yourself? If I know that I'm being conscious of it, if I know that I'm, being healthy about it, then I will indulge a little. A little. A little. I am not craving something all the time, like I said. Beginning, when I started losing weight, I really pushed down my cravings. I just ignored them and reminded myself the reasons that I was doing this. How do I maintain consistency? I just got myself into a routine that at this point, if I fall out of it, I feel so gross. I feel like just, ugh, you know? Um, that's kind of how I do that. Alright, guys, that is kind of my whole health journey. If you like this video, you could give it a thumbs up. If you don't want to do that because you're lazy, you don't have to. This video is just for you to watch and to enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, if you want to see what I eat in a day or any of that crap, comment and I will look into how to do that. As for now, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. It really, you have no idea how much it means. So, thank you and good night.